Hey YouTube, it's Aisha, your girl Geek XX Chic, and I am here with another Flash reaction video. This time we'll be reacting to Season 3, Episode 16, Into the Speed Force. So, we saw that last week was a pretty sad episode, but it was a really good one as far as moving the plot forward for this whole season's big arc, which was the, Savitar and trying to stop his prophecy from happening. And we lost Wally. Wally went into the Speed Force because he was manipulated by Savitar, and we just kind of found out that Barry and the team, despite their best efforts, were actually playing directly into the plans that Savitar had to get himself free and, do all the other terrible things he had planned. So now we know that Wally is in the Speed Force, and he's apparently just going to be stuck there, bouncing around like we saw with Cisco last week, potentially for eternity. And apparently it's bad enough that, Savitar wants to kill Barry and everybody he knows over it, so it can't be great. So this went into the Speed Force, guessing that Barry's going in there. He's going to try to pull Wally out, and we'll see what happens. The Speed Force episodes are pretty cool. We got one of these in Season 2 when Barry lost his powers, and it was a pretty deep episode. That was the one that was directed by Kevin Smith. This one was not directed by Kevin Smith, but I still expect it to be pretty interesting. So why don't we just jump right into this episode, and we'll chat after. All right? Boop.
I'm going back into the Speed Force.
I don't think you actually need Cisco for that, though.
I know.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna run in there and run around till you find him?
Yep.
It's
No plan.
endless.
I know. And this is the only way to save Wally.
Yeah, we need a plan. I don't want to lose both my sons.
Joe's on the same page as me.
I don't understand this.
Stop this willy-nilly
Plenty
nonsense.
of people in this room. Why can't you use your knowledge to fashion some kind of safety precaution for a young BA right here so that while he's in the Speed Force, he doesn't get lost?
Oh, so you're saying I can just whip up some kind of interdimensional tether to just anchor him to the universe?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I can do.
Did I lose you?
Really, Iris? Come on. Can you not just deal with this a little later right now?
There.
So basically, these two are linked electromagnetically via gold tooth.
Gold tooth.
Yeah, it's kind of the Cisco Ramon interdimensional equivalent of Bluetooth. Kind of proud of it. Anyway, it gives us all the relevant
I love
focus
Cisco.
information no matter what corner of the multiverse Barry's stuck in.
A cheat kiss? What are we in school? Come on, Iris.
I love you too.
Like last week, the two of you were going at it like rabbits, and now you're gonna give him a cheek kiss? Come on, girl. Storm, is this the same night Barry got his powers? Eddie! What's up, bruv? I miss you.
Hey, Bear. I think you'll find we're not going to be as accommodating as we were the last time you visited us.
What the hell does that mean?
I love the way they
It
talk
means
like
things have changed.
like
We
the
gave you your
Colonel in
feedback
The
because you said
Matrix.
You'd come to terms with your...
Wally is just a kid.
He's a Flash. He made his choice. Now he has to live with it,
Damn.
just like you do.
Truth bombs.
I'm not going anywhere until...
Let's say I find Savitar right now. What are you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
I'm gonna go after him.
Jesse, you out of your mind?
That's
Okay, I
my
can't just sit
Cisco.
here.
He's like, I'm not falling
You
for this
can,
one,
and
Jesse.
you will.
The room of requirement.
I wrote that article. I used
Yeah,
to be my
as
violent,
Iris Westallen,
but not anymore.
for the record.
But you're going to have to outrun that thing first.
I knew it. Never that easy. Ooh, time wraith. AKA Dementors. Right! Oh my gosh! And Tom Felton's there. Get Malfoy. He'll just do his little Patronus and done. Slowest elevator. Barry zips in Mach 3, the doors. Are we going back to Barry's birth? What's going on here? Oh Lord, what if she like just freezes the baby all of a sudden?
That baby. This
hesitation that you feel on behalf of the group is our realization that this go for broke attitude is the very attitude that got Wallace in his predicament in the first place. Am I right?
I can't believe I'm uttering the words, but I actually agree with... Future doesn't always turn out as we want it to.
Why is a baby at Star Labs, though?
I see what you're doing.
What the? Who? No! That's not good for business. I completely forgot he was in there. He's gotta be a little angry, too. Go, Barry! The elevator! No! The world's slowest elevator? Come on!
There's only one way to free Wally West from his eternal torment. You must free yourself first.
Deep? Ooh.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, Jesse. Okay, at this point, I really hope Savitar spanks you because you need to learn to listen.
Wally West is caught in an endless temporal loop. Just like Savitar after you imprisoned him here in the future. No wonder he hates you.
I love the way Whitworth Miller speaks.
What's he saying?
You don't like the future, Flash? Change it.
I can't. Don't you get it? I can't. I'm not fast enough. He is.
Are you sure? Hello?
That's
The
why
Speed
you
Force
have to
just
let me
told
take
you.
This place.
Jay!
Let's get you out of here.
Wait, is it the real Jay? I don't know what's real anymore.
Do what you do best.
Run?
Be the Flash.
Oh. That too.
All to teach me another lesson.
Which was what?
Stop whining.
Saving Iris is my responsibility, mine alone. That's why the Speed Force didn't let me take Wally's place.
Oh, the ring. That's heartbreaking. That beautiful proposal.
While you were gone, I realized something. I don't have to doubt why you want to marry me. It's the same reason that I want to marry you. I want to be your wife, Barry.
Yes.
What? I was wrong. I alone have to save you in the future, and I'm going to, but not by changing it. By embracing it.
Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah. What'd that mean?
Yes. I think we need some space for a while.
Really, Barry?
I'm sorry. I don't know how we can move forward like this.
Like how? Like, if these were her last few months on Earth, really? Okay.
I'll stay with Cisco.
Maybe you should talk to Cisco first. You know, Gypsy might be stopping over. Oh, Barry. All right. Okay, guys, that was season 3, episode 16, Into the Speed Force. This one was an okay episode. I mean, what I like about the Speed Force episodes is the fact that it does give us a little bit of insight into Barry's thinking that we often don't get to always see. I mean, Barry's pretty good about talking to you know, either Cisco or Joe, or even Iris about what's on his mind, but there's obviously things he doesn't always tell everyone else, and that's true of all of us. And in the first Speed Force episode we saw, the Speed Force really brought out all of the things that he was dealing with, like the guilt / fear over the death of his mother, and the guilt he felt about Ronnie's death and Eddie's death. And I thought we had dealt with a lot of that in that episode, but apparently we haven't. But one of the great things about this one, at least I'm hoping this is what we're going to get out of it, is that I remember I asked like a while back, like maybe 4 or 5 episodes back, I remember asking what I just couldn't get, like, why is Barry not getting faster? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is he like, oh yeah, Wally, you do it? I'm like, dude, you've been getting significantly faster or developing new powers every season, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh no, can't get any faster. It's not gonna get any better from here, so I give up. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I get that, you know, there probably eventually will be some sort of a cap on Barry's power, but it's way too soon for that. You know, he's only had his powers for like a few years, so I mean, it's not like he should be peaked already. So I was really wondering, like, why we all of a sudden had this full stop, and why no one was like, wait a minute, how do we know this is actually how do we know this is the best that Barry can do? So I'm glad in this episode we finally had, you know, the Speed Force, of course, was bringing out the fact that Barry is still carrying around guilt about Eddie, and guilt about Ronnie and the life that Caitlin could have had, and well, with Snart, that was a little bit more about, I think it was more that Snart is like, the real Snart had a very mean but very direct way of dealing with things, which Barry kind of needed. But I'm glad that they just addressed that Barry's limitations are self-imposed. Like, he's not growing and he's not getting better because he's not letting himself. This guilt and these emotions he's feeling are holding him back, and he's not letting himself do better and be better because I guess deep down maybe he doesn't think he deserves to. And I'm glad that the Speed Force brought it again, that Barry, you made a choice. Like, you came to us last time, we gave you your powers back because you told us that the whole mom thing was done. You were not going to revisit it. You accepted the fact that you know that things happened for a reason, and that your life wasn't all that bad considering that terrible thing. But then you lied, and the reason we let you go back is we thought, okay, fine, if this is what you say you need, if this is what you really want, you can go back, but know that there will be repercussions, and you're going to have to live with those. But again, as usual, Barry's like, no, I don't like that. Flashpoint made me upset. I don't really want it to stay this way. And so again, the Speed Force had to bring out, no, Barry, this is life. This is life. Life is all about choices and consequences or result. He has to learn, like Jay said, you know, way back in the earlier part of the season, that you can't just push the rewind button or start messing around with things or shirk all your responsibilities because you don't like the way things are going based on your own decisions. So hopefully Barry has taken that to heart and he's actually going to hear it this time. Like, he's been listening or hearing it, but he's not listening. You know, he's not acting on what he's heard. So hopefully this time around he's got the point. Brilliant line of this episode is when the Speed Force said, you can't release Wally from his prison until you release yourself from yours. So this prison of guilt and self-blame and just kind of, just that overall, like, you know, in his head about all this stuff, Barry has to let all of that go. And I love it. I think we finally got our answer to whether or not Iris will die in this finale from the Speed Force. They basically said to him flat out, if you don't like the future, change it, right? Barry keeps acting like this future is set in stone, and that is exactly why Savitar's plan works so well. Because Barry keeps thinking, oh, it's gonna have to happen this way, it's gotta happen this way. No, it doesn't. The future, as Jay said, is ever changing, ever shifting. One decision, you know, can entirely change what's going to happen to somebody versus another. So instead of Barry just sitting there thinking this is going to happen regardless, change the future. Defeat Savitar long before that day. He doesn't have to wait to the very day of Iris's death to do something. He could do something now. As far as the whole Westallen thing, I don't really like the way they had Iris handle things in the beginning because it just seems out of character to me. For the Iris that I've seen, she isn't the kind of person who backs off when things get difficult. That's not her. I understand her being upset about the proposal and the source of the proposal. Any woman would be upset if they found out that their man proposed to them for any other reason than wanting to be their husband. But considering everything that's going on right now, and Iris is so close to it, she knows exactly where Barry's coming from the Flashpoint to Wally's situation to having her life constantly weighing on his mind. She had to know, like, it just seems so strange that Iris would not have enough empathy for Barry, or sympathy I should say, to be like, okay, maybe he made this bad call, but it wasn't because he was coming from a bad place. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think of all things at this point, after everything they've been through, Iris would be the person to be like, okay, look, Barry, maybe we should push pause on the whole wedding thing, but I know that, like she said at the end, like the end is more what I expected Iris to say at the beginning. to be like, okay, Barry, I took the ring off, but not because I don't believe that your intent, you know, your overall intent with the proposal is real. I took it off because I don't think the timing is right. I think that you're doing it with this rush time frame because of this fear that you have, and I don't think that part is authentic. But I know your feelings are, and I know that what we have is. But the fact that she kind of got all cold and distant, like earlier, that just really bothered me. It just seems so out of character for her to pull away from Barry emotionally right now when he really needs support systems from the people he cares about most. As far as the other way around, however, I can see this because this is totally true of Barry's character. He definitely has a history pushing Iris away and people away when he's really kind of upset or distraught. And even though he knows what he has to do now, I don't think he has any idea how he's going to do it. I think Barry's pushing her away right now because he's not sure he will survive. You know, I think in his head he's thinking this might be one of those things where I might save Iris and defeat Savitar, but I may not come out of it, sort of deal. And if that's the case, I can see in his mind thinking that if he puts distance between him and Iris, it'll make it easier on her somehow if he doesn't make it out of it. If Iris really only has a few more months, which I don't think is the case, but if that's something that's even remotely a possibility in Barry's mind, he needs to be making the most of that time with her and his loved ones. And that's how he should be in life in general. You should always make the best of the time you have with your loved ones because you never know. So, but all in all, guys, it was still a pretty decent episode. I always enjoy watching it. What did you guys think of this episode? Do you feel like I do, or do you feel like it was kind of like a filler, but you know, it wasn't bad to watch, or did you think it was brilliant? Did I miss something? Please let me know in the comments. I love reading them. And if you like this video, please click like. And if you want to see more from this geeky face, go ahead and click subscribe. Until next time, guys, have a great one. See ya.